where he's got some doctor. I don't fucking.
What did you call him earlier?
I forget. I don't even know. But I'm going to come up with a name for him in a minute. He's going to get probably a bunch of names. But we've got some clips picked out from this because, Tucker Carlson, before you get started, like if whether you like him or not,
right.
It's irrelevant, right? Who cares? If you look at the show opening to this very show, I think it's this show. If it's not this show, it's one of his openings. He's got a picture with him and Jerry Garcia.
Oh, really?
Somewhere. So I don't think it's any question that Tucker Carlson is a pro-cannabis guy. But from what I kind of see, and I didn't really go through the whole thing. That's why we're going to look at it together. But I'm thinking that there's things that he's not so pro on. And that's where we're going to take a look at this.
Okay.
I think the biggest prosecution is going to be against this researcher because I think he, while he makes good points, and I haven't heard all of them, I think it's a stretch. Some of this stuff is over the top. And so
I haven't seen any of this.
Yeah, and neither really have I. And I like to do it this way because I like more natural reactions.
Right.
So what we have is Tucker Carlson. I will say to this, YouTube, please don't take this down. We are doing this under fair use, and we're trying to just cover a topic.
Right there at the bottom of the video.
It says, oh, yeah, control room. Can you put it on the bottom of this screen since they can't see that? Because
it's washed out back there.
Oh, that's so small. Can you make it? There we go. Rock.
Look at that. This video includes content used under fair use for commentary, criticism, and educational purposes.
Yep.
You heard? You heard, YouTube? Quit fucking around with us. Let us put our shit on here.
We're all friends.
Right.
Hey, now.
All right, you ready for the first clip?
Yeah, let's see it.
All right, first clip, let her
To
rock
start
and roll.
with cannabis. What are the effects of cannabis on the brain, marijuana on the brain?
So I published a study on 1,000 marijuana users, compared it to our healthy group. Every area of their brain was lower in blood flow and activity. And then just this year,
Measurably.
on the imaging study we do, which is called SPECT, S-P-E-C-T, single photon emission computed tomography. It looks at blood flow activity.
Oh,
Wow.
there you go.
All
That's
right.
pretty
That-
damning right there.
That last part, I don't even know what he's talking about with the
spectral
Yeah.
optometry or something?
Yeah.
Bruh.
I don't know about that. Now, so what he's saying in this clip, Bill,
Right.
is that it has this level of impact on the brain.
That you can chart it.
That you can chart it.
You can see it.
And I got to tell you, I'm no doctor. I'm not an expert on this, but there's a lot of people who will tell you that it stimulates your brain and it stimulates creativity. And so I don't know if I really buy into the whole lack of blood flow. I'm sure there's some scientific,
Yeah, but one of the things that
behind it.
kind of jumped out at me, and again, I'm not a doctor either.
Neither we.
So he takes
But we did stay at Holiday Inn Express last night.
Not together.
Not together. You have enough. Do you remember that? Yeah. Let's not do that again. But yeah, I think there's medical validity to a study,
Sure.
but I think, to make a sweeping blanket statement.
Well, one of the first questions I have is he's looking at the brain scans of these people, these 1,000 people. Mm-hmm. What is he comparing it to?
Right.
The average, I suppose, and
Exactly.
that sounds reasonable. But what if this guy never had good blood flow to that part of his brain?
Right. And are they using the same amount of cannabis? Are they using the same cannabis? What's the age group? Because we know it affects different ages at different groups. Are we talking about young people? I think we all can agree that this will affect young people's earlier brains far more than it would affect
So on the ride over, I did listen
us
to
boomers
the first
or whatever
10
the
minutes
fuck.
of this.
Yeah.
And he does talk about that, actually. He
He
talks
brings that
about,
up?
Yeah, the effects on different age brains.
Yeah, because it's so different. So this is like these sweeping blanket statements that, they sound good, but is it more geared towards, is what this man's saying more geared towards the younger mind? And if it's the case, so be more specific, right?
Well, it's great that he's bringing it up. It's great that there's studies going on.
Sure.
But as with science, it can't just be his results. It's got to be results that can be repeated thousands and thousands of times. So,
And who paid for it?
I don't know.
These are all unknowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's still just one.
And I wish we could play more of these pieces so
More
we could
research.
get like Tucker's reaction and stuff. But again, I'm trying for our fucking show not to be brought down tonight. So
Right.
we're trying to do it this way. And YouTube, if you want me to stop, like this is, I mean, you guys can go back and watch this in case it happens again. But if you, I only made these cuts are less than a minute long. They're 30, 40, some are less than that. And it's so we can play it and let them speak so we can talk about it. Otherwise, we're just talking over or stopping it every
Right,
2 seconds. So if you guys have any thoughts on how to handle this, let us know.
Is there more on this one?
No, that was that one. So
Okay.
we're kind of off to the next one.
Let's go.
Like bite-sized.
Yeah.
We're just moving
Fun-sized.
through. All right, here we go. Here we go.
There seem to be all these studies showing a direct connection between heavy marijuana use and psychosis. Is that connection real? And if so, how exactly does that happen? Do we know?
Well, it's absolutely real. And people who have a certain genetic makeup are more vulnerable to becoming psychotic. One gene in particular, if you have a combination of an abnormality in that gene, you have a 7-fold, so that's a 700% increase.
Okay. All right. So interesting.
Is that 700-fold? Is that the result of his
So it's a
research,
specific.
or is that
Well, again, we don't know that because we're not hearing all these things, and perhaps if
he might be the most accredited doctor on earth? I don't know.
we don't know.
Right.
But it's interesting to talk about like how psychosis plays into it, and then when questioned about it, he seemed to be more interested in talking about the specific narrow path where it's a 7-fold increase based on whether you've got this
Right.
gene or not. Okay. It's fair enough to
But if
know.
you had that gene, you were already
Well, I mean, listen,
not
don't,
prone to
as
it, but-
children, we get tested for all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Should we not be tested for this gene? So whether you know whether the medicine is acceptable for you or not? Like, I
Right.
think that's interesting to know.
might be, but it starts getting into that movie Gattaca. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. But listen, we're moving towards that anyway.
suppose
Like
so.
whether you fucking like
Let's
it or
start
not.
legislating it now then.
Yeah, yeah. Whether you like it or not. So yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm thinking. And again, we don't know the other parameters of,
Right.
of any test. So
No.
all
All
right,
right, let's go to the next.
all right, here we go.
Probably.
Well, the marijuana industry, which hates me, spends $3 billion a year on marketing.
So how are they different from the Sacklers at Purdue
on.
Pharma then?
Pause.
Like lying to people about
The marijuana industry. Like, is
Hates
there a
them.
lobby? Of,
Well, there's lobbyists.
really?
I mean, hemp has lobbyists.
I guess. I don't know.
So he
I
says
didn't think of anything big national.
he says
like
he's
that.
hated by the industry. Now we might be showing a tiny bit of hate towards him, but not a ton of hate. We're trying
No.
to take this like adults.
I don't hate him.
I don't hate him yet.
Like I said, at
Now,
least so
I am
far.
wondering how long it's going to take me to hit him with the fart sound during one of these videos. But so far, we've made it through 3, and I haven't done it yet.
And so far, I don't think he said anything really unreasonable.
That's not unreasonable, but he's biased for sure.
Yes, he's definitely biased.
Yeah. And you recognize your bias by saying that, the whole industry fucking hates me.
That's a little paranoia. I wonder what he's smoking.
Yeah, exactly. All right, go ahead.
the health effects of the drug they're profiting from. I mean, it seems like the same
It's a weapon of mass destruction.
marijuana.
Marijuana.
What?
What the fuck is that?
What the? You know what? Now, I don't know.
Was that the line? You just crossed it?
I mean, yeah. Yep.
Yep.
This motherfucker just said that marijuana is a weapon
of
of mass destruction.
Wonder Twin powers.
Bruh.
Wow. I don't even know. What do
it's
you say
right
about
up there
that?
with smallpox and nukes.
Fuck you too.
I mean,
I mean, what order would you put them in? Nuclear bombs, smallpox, and then marijuana? Or do you think Marijuana.
This world would be a better place if people like this didn't exist saying things like that. I'm going to tell you right now. We all know that you can take different people with different opinions. As long as they're into cannabis, you can put them in the same room, give them some weed, and they're going to be just fine. Okay? This guy, weapon of mass destruction?
Weapon of mass destruction. That's
Bro.
incredible.
Stupid.
You dumbass.
Dumb bitch.
All right. I'm done. Go ahead.
What we're seeing is the highest incidence of brain and mental health problems in young people we have ever seen. Study from the CDC, 57% of teenage girls report being persistently sad.
57%?
57%. 32% have thought of killing themselves. Think of that.
Of all? There's a whole population?
Girls, teenage girls.
Smoking girls?
32% have thought of killing themselves.
32% of all teenage girls in the United States?
Yes.
That's what he's trying to get to.
24% have planned to kill themselves, and 13% have tried. We're in this mental mess, and we have to go, why?
But
Okay.
none of that has anything to do with marijuana.
Well, first of all, you have showed me no correlation to what any of that has to do with marijuana, and I can tell you, we all. I listen. You can believe me or not believe me, or you can tell me that I'm a fucking idiot. That's all fucking fine and dandy. But a lot of this mental depression and all of that comes from the fact that our diets are completely processed food with tons of fucking chemicals. Period.
It could be
Period.
that.
Tons of sugar, tons of
Yeah,
chemicals.
yeah.
Period.
It could be that. It could be the phones. It could be the cartoons aren't as violent. It could be a lot of different things.
It can be, but I'm telling you, I think the number one thing is it's what we put into our body. It's the food that we eat. And, you know, listen, you don't need to take my word for it. Do your research. But there's a lot of autoimmune things and mental depression, various disorders, all stemming from chemicals that we fucking eat. And so,
have you ever seen Ted Nugent on Happy?
I don't know what he's fucking talking about in this one. I really don't. Like, but again,
Well, I think he started this, I think, by saying we have a mental health problem in the United States.
Yeah.
And then he starts ticking off this is an example of the mental health problem.
Right.
But he didn't make any connection between that and marijuana.
right. And he also didn't offer the fact that he was discussing girl percentages until Tucker actually said, "Are we talking about girls?" He's like, "Yes, girls."
No, all girls.
All girls.
Tucker was trying to say, are you talking about girls on marijuana?
Oh, did he start off by saying girls to start with?
Yes.
And then Tucker said all girls.
Right.
I got
Not
you.
just girls on using cannabis.
Right. I got you. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not getting, like, I would like to get a more honest vibe. One that's not so slanted, because you see Carl, like, Tucker's more like, just kind of asking, like, really? Like, it's all of this and all of that? And it's like, yeah.
Well, these
this
are
is-
alarming numbers.
This is terrible. This is weapon of mass destruction. Like, you know what I mean? Come on. And you know, if you want people to take you serious, this guy got roasted in the comments. Go look at his video. Go look at the comments. He got fucking roasted. Keep going.
And then in the early 90s, alcohol is a health food, right? My first clinic is in Northern California. I have 11 clinics.
Alcohol is
Northern
And
California.
it was right outside the Napa Valley. And the Napa Valley produces a lot of wine in the United States. Was so excited. You should have a glass or two every night, and that's good for your heart. No,
Still think it is.
it's bad for your brain. And now
A glass or two of wine is bad for your brain?
the American Cancer Society came out 4 years ago against any alcohol, because any alcohol is associated with an increased risk of 8 different cancers. And then
okay. Let's keep it there. I happen to agree with him.
Which point?
Well, I think the whole point of the alcohol part of it, and how it does create insulin resistance by drinking a lot. All of that turns into sugar. Your body gets having a hard time processing it after time as you get older, and then ultimately a lot of disease and problems come from not external inflammation, but internal inflammation.
Okay.
And so when you save these things, and he's right about that. I don't know where the alcohol is health food thing that they believed back when he was talking about old days, right? He was talking about the old days. Alcohol is health
I feel
food.
like 15, 20 years ago, some doctors came out and said 1 or 2 glasses of red wine.
Even more recent than that, they've still been saying that.
Okay.
But,
it's like cranberry juice.
But, the American Cancer Association, like any of these government organizations, I don't care what they say. I don't trust that. So you making your point and citing them just like, I'm like, la, 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 la. I'm not even fucking listening to you. You know what I mean? So, all right. Do you have anything else to say about this?
No, we're done.
Guy?
Next clip.
All right.
This is the one statistic that blew me away, that really
A little more
sort of
volume
nudged
on
me to
this
write the
control
book.
room.
If you have back pain,
Yes.
and you get an abnormal MRI, well, that scares the socks off of you, triggers the doom loop, and you're more likely to get surgery.
Been there.
But head to head against conservative care, surgery is no more effective, and it has a 21-fold increased risk of side effects. And then this is the statistic. People my age, 70. 70% of us have abnormal backs who have no pain at all.
How old is he?
He said he's in his 70s.
He's in his 70s?
That's what he said. So, he grew up with Reefer Madness and shit. That was his Jimmy Jam, probably. I don't even know what to say about that because I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. So,
should we watch it again?
No. Next.
Pain is the 5th vital sign. It's you need opiates if you're in pain. Well, that sort of didn't turn out well.
No, it didn't.
For us. Or benzos or mommy's little helper.
So when I was listening to this,
Yeah. You heard that part?
yeah, he sounded a lot more believable than he looks.
Oh,
And that is a very
because
petty
you weren't
comment.
looking at him when he was talking. You
Yeah,
just
I was
listened
just
to the
listening,
audio,
right.
and he was more credible before you looked at him.
Yeah, and I know that is an incredibly petty thing to say.
No.
But there's just something about, I don't know.
Listen.
I don't want to make it a personal attack.
Well, listen. I don't even know the guy's name, so I'm not going to make it a personal attack.
I think he's probably very intelligent. I'm sure he's coming from a great place, but I think you're right. He's a little biased.
But he's also in like I hear a clip like that. He's almost making the point to why would you take opiates for pain management when there's a more natural way? I mean, I think that's kind of what he was saying.
I think that's what he's
So, but he's anti-cannabis. He's anti-marijuana. So. See, the problem is that, again, we're trying to put shorter clips on so we don't have an issue with copyright, and you lose context when you do it. So, I don't know. We'll keep trying it.
Maybe it's better to talk over him then.
Yeah.
And as I would
whatever.
scan them, because that's what I do at Amen Clinics, we look at your brain. The brain looks toxic. And it shouldn't look toxic in a 16-year-old. And initially you ask the child, are you using any drugs? Of course not. And then I'm like, but you have a toxic brain. And then they start crying because I teach them how important their brain is. Your brain is involved in everything you do, how you think, how you feel, how you act, how you get along with other people. And when this works right, you work right. And when it doesn't, you
What do we need
don't.
him to explain this to us for?
And it looks toxic.
So
tell
you
me,
can tell, again, pardon the dumb questions, but you can tell from a brain scan of a 16-year-old whether that child's using drugs.
I can tell whether or not it's toxic.
Yeah, well, does toxicity come from other things?
I suppose it could.
Sounds
reasonable.
I mean, we're in this day and age where all of these environmental factors are toxic. Our fucking food is toxic.
Right.
The air's toxic. Water, in some cases, is toxic. So how is it that this man can look at a brain?
And it sounds like every brain he looks at is toxic.
Right. He's toxic. And Tucker I mean, the way Tucker's asking these questions, he's like, really? Like, this is all unbelievable.
It sounds like Tucker's, he's a little shocked.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, this guy.
If every brain he looks at is toxic, is he then assuming it's because they all smoke marijuana?
Yeah,
Or
that's what he's doing.
I mean, it could be that every brain in this kid's school is toxic because there's lead paint.
I was just going to say, the fucking lead paint's dripping onto their heads during class.
Right. It could be every teenage kid's got a toxic brain.
I mean, I think the lesson of the story is that, listen, man, you can take any agenda that anyone has and you can make it fit into anything you want to make it fit into if you really want to.
He's got to make a solid connection between cannabis and toxic brains.
And listen, bro.
And maybe he has, and it's just not.
And listen, and he's kind of, I think he's kind of old, and I don't know how much credibility he's going to have with people who are like, there's a different way to go about it.
Agreed.
All right, keep playing.
And the weed industry hates you?
Of course.
Have they attacked you?
All the time.
Really? What do they say?
If I post
really?
something on one of my social media sites, they'll call me a charlatan and hysterical, and that I should get high.
These microaggressions.
And they should take my medical license and all sorts of
Take
things.
your medical license?
Yeah. Because they'll do anything to try to shut me up. But it's like, how do you not talk about the truth? And it's like, well, how do you know? It's like, well, I look at the brain.
Wow, man.
Wow.
He knows by looking at your brain. He can tell that there's toxicity just by looking at your brain.
Well, there's got to be a way. I mean, right?
Listen.
He's put your head in a machine with lights and bubbles and stuff, and then he can tell what's going on in there.
You hear? I want to look at his fucking brain.
Yeah, I bet it's toxic.
I want you and I staying at a Holiday Inn Express last night to look at his brain because it's as qualified as you need to be. God damn.
He's like Britney Spears toxic.
And then he's talking about how the whole industry hates him. Well, maybe they hate you, bro. Where are you? Maybe they hate you because you're not telling the full truth and you're making it sound like you want it to sound. I was just looking at messages on my phone. I was making sure they weren't taking us down. Yeah, so I don't know. This guy is unbelievable, man.
We got more on him?
We're almost done.
Overweight, 25 to 30 BMI, or over 30, obese. The people who are overweight had 4% less volume in their brain, so less brain tissue, and their brains looked 8 years older than they were.
How does that
people
work?
who were obese had 8% less volume. Think about that. And their brains look 16 years older.
So he was referring to obesity and body mass index.
Right. Did we move off of cannabis?
I don't know.
Is it going to maybe ties it all back at the end?
Maybe I should look at these clips ahead of time.
Maybe he's like a James Patterson novel. It all comes together in the end, you know? He's laying out.
We saw
threads
exactly
here.
This is fucking
Exactly the
Dr.
same
Evil
thing.
is what this guy. This guy's
And then
Dr.
I did a
Evil.
big NFL study, and I looked at my healthy weight NFL players and my overweight NFL players, and the overweight NFL players had significantly lower activity in their frontal lobes. So the frontal lobes is the most human, thoughtful part of your brain. It's 30% of the human brain, 11% of the chimpanzee brain, 7% of your dog's brain, 3% of your cat's brain, which is why cats need 9 lives.
And there is
Anyways,
a taste difference.
we saw exactly.
Tastes like chicken.
Again, he's not bringing it back to cannabis. Maybe in the full interview.
I mean, the whole
Don't
thing
wanna
is
say anything
about
bad.
cannabis, and they're talking about. I just don't see the tie-in together.
cat's brain.
If this is all about whether there is less activity in your brain if you are overweight, I don't know. I guess it's possible.
Makes sense.
It doesn't seem that far out there.
Yeah.
Why is this guy worried about everyone's brain so much? Is what I want to know.
He's a brain doctor.
He probably is. Fucking brain
What do you
surgeon.
call-
Hey, bro, what are you, a brain
Neurosurgeon?
surgeon?
Yeah.
All right.
Rocket scientist.
Keep playing.
What does marijuana do to testosterone levels?
Oh
lowers it.
Conclusively, you can say that.
Yes. And we have this younger generation who have low testosterone levels. They've been getting lower and lower, and we have to ask them, so
Why?
why is that?
Yeah, why?
Tofu.
Yeah.
Tofu.
We have to ask ourselves why.
Yeah.
So do I believe that younger men's testosterone levels are lower now than they were 20, 30 years ago? Yeah, I believe it. But from what? You're on a show with Tucker Carlson talking about cannabis. Why are we talking about this? Because do we want to just have this general inference that
It's exactly what it is. It's
that's
just
what
an
this
inference,
is?
Right.
It's an inference. And so I don't know. This guy's expertise doesn't seem like it's in weed to me. It seems like it's in something else, like fucking brains or something.
Just brains.
Yeah, that's it.
But I don't know. I just want to be fair, and I'm thinking maybe tomorrow I'll watch the whole interview because maybe he does bring it all back together.
Yeah, I don't know.
If he does, I'll tell you. I'll shoot you a text.
Let's put the next
And
Dr. Evil on.
part of it is, this is going to sound really crazy, but I believe it. The dermatologist won. They made us afraid of the sun. And now we have these record levels of low vitamin D levels.
That's true.
But we also have record levels of toxins being put on our bodies. So mom thinks she's really being a great mom if she lathers her son or her daughter with sunscreen. And now you've seen in the last couple of years, sunscreens have come under a lot of scrutiny because of the toxins they have in them, that if you put it on someone's skin, it goes into their body.
Duh.
So these people with toxic brains, they probably don't have skin cancer.
Well, I mean, here it is. Dr. Evil here just admitted that these are external toxins that come from our products and our food and our environment.
Exactly.
Clearly, it's not weed. Matter of fact, I mean, you should do it. You should just do a study to see
control
if,
group.
I mean, perhaps weed cleanses some of this shit out of your body, some of these toxins. It's what bothers me about this interviewing this guy is that Tucker's he's asking them such like questions in such fanatical ways, like, oh, are you really saying like and that's what
I
you
feel
do.
like he's trying to nail him down.
Yeah, and so that's what you do for an extremist. But you're on a show. The whole topic about this show is marijuana, and you're talking about toxins and.
Reel it in.
And reel it in, because you want to put in the same sentence a toxic chemical that's put into suntan lotion that we're getting lathered up. The only thing he said that was correct was the vitamin D levels. We all have very low vitamin.
Yeah.
We get that, and that's an issue that people should pay attention to. But my God, man, like you're giving toxins the lifeline that they deserve, but you're on a show talking about cannabis, making every inference about every toxin back to weed. Come on, man.
I think we should be much more concerned from a public health standpoint.
When was the last time you heard a public health authority in the state of California say, legalizing marijuana has been a disaster, and here are the numbers on it?
I don't think they say it, because of the pressure that's put on them not to say it.
California is the largest marijuana growing state in the country, maybe the world. Certainly the highest potency, the best weed is grown in California. Mendocino, Humboldt counties, all that famously. I mean, it's a huge part of the state's economy. And you think that's why they won't say it's bad?
Yes. It's money and influence.
So, like,
look at him. Yeah, what a great place to stop it. That face right there. He's like,
I swear, I was making the same face.
Bruh.
Yeah, he's definitely.
You are
skeptical.
fake news.
Yeah, he just doesn't. I can tell you this: Tucker's not buying this, man. He's just not buying it. And
look though.
Yeah, well, neither are we. Neither are we. All right, next. Last one.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
They
guy.
asked Joe Biden whether or not the federal government should legalize marijuana. And he said no. He said, I don't think there's been enough study. And on national television, Cory Booker shamed him. And he said, man, are you high? Like the science is settled and you're just crazy because you don't believe that. So a U.S. senator is basically saying the science is settled. We should all get high. And I'm like, that was just such a terrible moment.
Now, if
Yeah.
he had told me that Biden smoked all the time,
Yeah.
and that Biden's brain injuries were from smoking, that, you'd bring it all together. But instead, you're saying Biden never smoked, but he's got a toxic brain.
Yeah. This is. I mean, the fact is this guy, Dr. Evil, is. First of all, you're talking about Sleepy Joe Biden and him, and you're talking about Cory Booker and how he's making it. Are you high? Or like it's settled thing. Listen, Dr. Evil, let me ask you this, man. Do you think there's an alcohol problem in this country? And you clearly said you agree that there shouldn't be any alcohol. So let me get this right. There shouldn't be any alcohol, no weed. What do you think is going to happen when that happens and people don't have a way to chill the fuck out?
Prostitution.
or violence or just an unpleasant world because most people drink or do something. Most people don't do nothing.
A little bit.
Yeah, or something. So Dr. Evil, man, I don't even know what to say. I think I think that what did he say what did he say at the end about like this is the travesty or this is the bad part or what did he say?
He said something about the crazy part.
Yeah, well, you know what the crazy part is? We fucking put you on the show and talked about it.